Welcome, 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 friends. OG Murphy here with you. We're ready to play our used to be Tuesday night, now is Wednesday night D&D game. This is the homebrew game of My First World, the first version of D&D I ever ran for anyone. Started with I think 3 players, 4 players, and ended up with 7 that we have now, where we've topped out at. It's been quite a journey to get here. Our players are currently atop a gatehouse, which they have recently stormed, on a quest to seek some ruins where there's a relic that they know they need in order to defeat a great and terrible evil. So we're going to get right to it, get to our players. They were in the middle of some combat. They're in free action now. They will probably be back in combat. This will likely be a combat heavy session, full disclosure. And while we're on full disclosures, my players, this is like our home game, so this is not a like made for stream game. My players are not like concerned about the optics of what a game looks or sounds like. This is just a bunch of people having fun with no harm intended and hopefully no offense taken. So with that, let's get to it.
Lies. I
All
got
right, guys.
fuckboy hair right now.
I'm live. What's up? What's up? Who's doing recap?
Aaron's going to, and then we're gonna jump in.
Yeah, because there was a lot of nuance of combat. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so the last time we played was the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
We started. We had already. We were already almost breaching the wooden fort here. There were orcs coming out, pushing the wooden stakes aside and coming out of the left side. We had killed the rock dogs surrounding Atesk and Simone.
Yep.
I wrestled him down. It was great, while everybody else was actually fighting. We stunned them somehow on the side where the main fight was. Then 3 people went up and finished them off on the fort. We started looking out and we saw big groups, 5 or 6 of them, on where it got narrow on the other side of the fort, regrouping, kind of waiting for us. A few ran away, and
hold on. Let me chime in there. There was a tent full of them, with one of them in the front of them, like barking orders and like pointing and like doing the David point where he really points out that way, and
they skedaddled into the bushes.
And from my understanding, Will here is in stealth, looks around the corner, and then finds a group of orcs in front of the door. One of them holding it closed, and the other one's like, preparing for battle.
I was getting there.
Continue on, Aaron.
Yeah, and then as we were preparing for battle, I think Atesk was starting to summon a fireball, really debating. He had a big internal battle, I'm sure, if he was going to cast this or not. And then that's where we ended.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dang complete to me.
I have session starts with ranged taking shots. So we're planning on shooting raining arrows down at them.
That was the last thing you guys had discussed. However, you guys are in free action, so you are more than welcome to start this session with however much talking, planning, scheming you would like to do. So we usually start with player introductions, where you guys introduce your own players, your own characters. But we're going to twist that a little bit this time around. We're going to go in Discord order, but you guys are all going to introduce the person below you on Discord. You're not going to talk about your character. Like, so Soto's going to talk about who Monzo is, and Aaron's going to talk about who Simone is. Because you guys do this every single week, so you guys should know each other's characters inside and out.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Is it a serious rendition? Like, do you want it to be like, because knowing us, we're going to try to razz the other person. Do you want razzes, or do you just want this is who they are?
This is your guys' imagination game. Keep it within reason.
I can't see who's below me. Keep it within reason. Have to tell me. Who's below me in Discord order?
Below you is
David.
Is Stover. Is Arthur. Actually, you know what? We're going to call me Tyler, because Tyler's not here. So you get Tyler. I'll introduce Stover. Stover will introduce Chris. So Soto, you get to start us off by introducing who Monzo is.
So Monzo is our fiery, fat, fucking monk.
The 3 Fs.
Fiery.
Hey, when you don't get food, you get fiery, bro. When you're looking for food, you're fiery. He is pretty quick on his feet. Other than like what he looks like, you wouldn't think he would. Quick with the hands, he can put 3 shots into you before you can put 2. That fury blows or something like that.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and overall a good guy when his mind's not focused on food. So, yeah,
cool, love it. Aaron, that means you're up. You get to talk about Simone.
Okay, so Simone, he's a level 6 summoner. Looking at him, maybe some tattoos poking out. Were they from prison? I don't know.
I don't know.
Goggles on that are the brand Lokes. He's got a chain shirt, way too long though. Tall socks, some pieces of leather armor. He's been a merchant in a past life, and hanging out next to him is Wilb, which is a giant cat, and the cat pretty sassy when you talk to him, so you got to prepare for that. And then also there was a horrible portal accident, and now Bill, right, is sticking out of him, and that's a snake. So it's Wilb. And that's also level 6. And that's Simone.
That's very complete. I like it a lot. Anthony, let's hear about Reed.
Reed. What could we not say about Reed? Let's start off with the things that Reed is not. Old. A man.
well endowed.
And knowledgeable. Let's talk about the things that he is. He's righteous. A young boy.
Double.
And you know what? Gives it his all. Gives 110% every time he can.
Yes, he does. Yes,
he is a paladin from the oh man, I can't remember your
Iomade.
Nice. He's a paladin of the Iomade faith, who is kind of tagged along to a party that may not necessarily be the best thing for him.
We're gonna ruin him.
Yeah.
He tries it.
And in canon, he sounds like Morty from Rick and Morty. Go ahead.
Joe, you're up. You got to talk about a Tesk.
A Tesk is our vibrant, bright personality sorcerer, wizard. I don't know the distinction. Sorcerer, who spends all of his time in books, but surprisingly has few tricks up his sleeve. He is very good at raining down missiles, and I think he just leveled up to be able to use Fireball, so I think he's going to start doing that quite a bit more. Maybe turn into our local pyro. That's what I have for a task.
That is excellent. Becky has joined us. Hello, Becky. I am introducing Professor Arthur Struve, who is he's a young man, if I'm not mistaken, and he is a veteran of a few wars, an artilleryman from the King's Navy. He studied at the University of New Birmingham, and there he learned about the intricacies of firearms and set off on a journey of his own to seek whatever knowledge there is to be found about them, as well as a family artifact which has become lost to him, which he is always on the lookout for. And he's a reasonable man, very logical, and his catchphrase, reloading, and that's Professor Arthur Struve. Stover, you can talk about Sigbert. Introduce him for us.
Sounds good. I'm introducing Sigbert. He's a human fighter, level 6. and he's off on an adventure to see what kind of trouble he can find. But other than that, he's really strong, two-handed fighter, and Arthur really likes saying Sigbert and hanging out with him. So that's Sigbert.
That's excellent, which means that Chris gets to bring us back home and introduce our very first speaker, Kythar.
All right. Kythar is a human barbarian who never turns down a fight or a drink.
In that order.
Tends to butt heads with a lot of his fellow misfits. And yeah, that's Kythar.
I love it. Thank you all for bearing with me. Want to keep you on your toes. Not always yourself you're going to be introducing. Consider this your warning. Cool. So we got the recap from you guys. We know who you all are. Let me just set the scene, if I may. It has been a long and difficult day and night for this band of miscreants. You all left the shelter of the wood this morning and have traveled all day and into part of the night. You were ambushed and then counter-ambushed the ambush at one point. You got rid of the evidence of that ambush only to discover a pair of eyes in the distance and being watched, which you followed here to this gatehouse, huge, constructed of the pieces of the forest which had been destroyed. You guys bravely sieged said gatehouse, and at this point are in complete control of what's left of it, because one of the wings is burning pretty substantially at this point from the continuous spreading flame of the results of the fireball. A few of these huge trees have fallen over, and their burning remains are just laying out on this cliffside, and that's here. That's what these lines are. As those of you who were on top of the gatehouse looked back, you found a camp of orcish tents, a dozen, perhaps two, with various campfires in various stages of burning, full-blown cook fires, all the way down to smoldering embers. It is the midnight hour, as you guys have spent all fucking day and the night getting here, planning this siege, fighting your way to the top of this gatehouse, and you all know that there are more orcs underneath you. They just a moment ago saw Simone peeking out over the edge and shouted up in Orcish, they're on top of the gatehouse. You guys have decided to begin a volley of arrows upon them, but we open in free action, where talking is free. Most of you standing atop of this gatehouse, what would you guys like to do?
Should we rush them?
Okay, fool. I gave 5 seconds for anybody to go in, so you guys can't say I talked too much. I give a count, okay?
Sorry, I was on mute. There's 2 entrances to the top of the gatehouse from inside.
So what the interior of the gatehouse looks like is this giant square space with a couple of braziers at the bottom. And there is a corkscrew stairwell which goes along the outside perimeter, which leads all the way up to the top. Halfway up this 50-foot tower are 2 doors which lead out into either wing, one of which has smoke billowing in from underneath it as that wing is on fire. The other is the wing that you all besieged and climbed and slayed the orcs on top of and just came down through. You know from your intelligence that the 2 sets of doors that are in here, one side leads back the way you came, the other leads into the war camp, and that set of doors is being held shut by an orc, and the rest of that band stands just outside that set of doors.
Let me see.
Well,
So,
we can man the entrances and keep you guys, keep them off of you guys while you do your thing here.
Hey, fool, and I'm gonna kind of gesture over to the side of the fort that's on fire, and I'm going to say, I don't think we have much time up here, fool. If we're gonna do something, you better start doing it now, and we got to get the fuck out of this.
Me have thought. Why don't we do flanking mission? We climb down with a rope from this side, go around, and flank these fuckers.
Not a bad idea.
While arrows come down from the heavens.
And lead.
What if the sneakiest people go around and flank them, and as soon as you have their attention, we'll go through the doors?
So you're saying the people who are sneaky and not tanky should make a distraction, right? And then the tanky people then get to hide and get away?
No, we're going to go right through the front doors into the middle of them.
That doesn't make any sense. You're trying to split us up with orcs on each side of us, fool?
All right, we can go outside then.
The main doors are being held shut, so not that you're weak, but
this is like my idea, right? So, como say, like, whatever, right? So, I was thinking, right? I'm gonna point at A-Task and be like, see this fool right here? He made like that cloud that was up here, right? Why don't we throw that down in front of the gatehouse, right? Hella fog everywhere, right? And we go down the side of the wing that Kythar was talking about, and at least we make like some sort of what's it called? Make it where numbers don't really matter, fool. You know what I mean? There's like, there's only so many of those putos that you can put between the fog and the side of the cliff, right? If we can kind of get through that and kill a few orcs that way, we can funnel them into one side of the fucking canyon.
Choke point.
But shouldn't the professor and you guys and you take a shot before you bring the fog down? Because as soon as that fog hits,
you can't see.
You guys are going to be watching.
Yeah, fool. We can do that too. I'm just saying we got to have a step 2, fool, because this shit ain't going to be on fire just over there. It's going to start coming this way.
I look at Simon as like, I'm step 2.
That's right, fool. And so is this boy over here. And I'm going to point at Reed.
What is the test?
Will is still on the floor, right? On the ground floor in stealth?
Me?
No, Will.
Will is still on the floor in stealth, observing the front of the gate. He's in these bushes right here.
Okay. He watches as these orcs press themselves against this wall here.
Are they trying to collapse it?
Nah, fool, they're hiding.
They're trying to make it harder for the arrows to hit them. Or any projectiles. It's harder to shoot straight down if they're up against the wall.
Okay.
David, is there anything up on the top in this area, or is it just what's around us? Do I see anything out of the ordinary?
No, you guys don't see anything out of the ordinary, but you know what? I'm actually going to try and do something here real quick. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Components, custom. I'm going to basically try to pull up for you guys the map of the actual camp, like the area that you'd be able to see looking out from the top of this. Granted, it's not very well lit, so your characters wouldn't have like a perfect understanding of it. But that is, I think, going to be the next thing I'm going to do and see if that basically like plays any bearing. Because I've described this to you guys. There's like a gate on the other side, and there's like tents in the middle.
It's not like this one. It's like some tiny little puny thing.
The big camp or the little camp?
The gate that's on the other side of the canyon that we're in.
So that's everything else that we're missing.
Yeah, so this is kind of what you guys are seeing as you're looking out over into the camp. On either side of the map, there's literally nothing. There are cliffs that drop, and it's just a super steep, sheer bit. Just like this is the bottleneck. This is the narrowest point in the gap here. Each of these ridges where you see these lines, these are anywhere between 10 and 20 foot high, like walls and like raised platforms. I was talking about pillars in the ambush area where you guys got hit by. These are basically wider versions of that, where like some of these tents are built up on top of these platforms. Some of these tents are like down in these like crevices and nooks and crannies, and there are like walls built along either side where the sheer drops are. And you guys can see all the way in the back, there's a gate to get out. And then Anthony, that tent that you saw all that activity in, that's this tent here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's this tent here.
Gotcha.
Joe, can you see it?
That big tent right there.
Yeah.
The very back in the middle.
With the cow skin under it or whatever.
Yep.
Gotcha. So that's kind of, is that like on the highest pillar?
Yeah,
I'm assuming
that's one of the 20-foot sections, because there's like two tiered. Like you can see, there's a wall here and there's a wall here leading up to this ramp. You know.
We have a ton of options then.
Yeah, you can't really. There's literally cliffs. There's literally just sheer drops on either side of this map. But this is what you're physically looking at from the top of the gatehouse. And this is 100% home built. Like I started with a blank map. This is a built from scratch.
Yeah, so, it's cool, man. It's so hard to show elevation, huh?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I have these like little wall things, and it's like I'm just like, they're pillars. They're all between 10 and 20 feet. Like they'll ask me what any particular pillar stand is, and that'll be fine. So
yeah. Okay.
So anyway. Is this right in front of us, or is this the one that's very far out?
Which one now? I'm sorry.
Does this map, is this like a continuation?
These maps connect. There's almost no space between these two maps.
I understand. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Simone would like to do a perception check on these cages over here, if I can see them.
Yeah, you absolutely can from the top. Go and roll.
Okay.
You have low light vision. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. And Wilb has dark vision, but
which
he wouldn't
cages?
be looking. Let me see if this will hit. Hey.
Got it. Okay. Oh, right, because there were people in them.
Well, he's gonna see.
They're not people.
there was something in them that we saw.
Where's my perception? Okay, so that is an unnatural 20.
A dirty 20. You look at the cages and you can see that most of the cages are empty. Only one of them is occupied by a single humanoid figure, and even from this distance in the dark, you can tell that the bottom half of this humanoid figure is not, in fact, human. You'd guess satyr? Goat person?
What's it? What's the guy from? Yeah, say Mr. Tunless.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wouldn't that Simone's gonna kind of think to himself and be like, "Hey, I wonder if that's a friend of the forest, fool."
That'd be my guess.
Can we
make setting him free a priority?
Well, okay, so just kind of looking at where we're at down the path, can we see? I mean, obviously, can you point out or maybe number or whatever which pillars are the tallest and which ones are, easily accessible, I guess?
So this is the tallest point at about 20 feet tall. Is where the bottom of this tent starts. From the base of the gatehouse, if you guys were to go down the stairs and open the doors to the gatehouse and walk out, the bottom of this tent would be 20 feet above where your feet are. And so that's kind of that's the command post. That's the tallest center point. The two pillars that are closest to you guys are each lower. They're only about 10, 12 feet apiece. And that's about the same for these guys here as well. They're about 12, 15. So they kind of get progressively bigger and then smaller again. So it's 10, 12, 12, 15. You got 20 feet here in the middle, 15 on either side. But then it goes back down 10, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12.
Gotcha.
So it goes up and then it goes back down.
Right.
All right. So,
but
is this gate
in all
open,
fairness, you guys
or?
probably couldn't see past this big like in the dark with all this terrain, you probably couldn't see past the tallest point because it's dark and
Yeah.
you just see the tops of the tents, and then like that
Which
there
has
is
fire
a drop
on
off
it.
on the back end. You don't know necessarily how big that drop off is,
Mhm.
but you can see the front end and guess what the back end looks like.
So what's our game plan?
Not all the time. All right, fool. Back in character, right? So, here's what I'm proposing, right? We throw a cloud down right in front of these fools who are up against the gate, fucking putos. And then I say we do what Kaitar said. We come down this side, and then we make our way down this way, right? And then maybe keep along the edge right here, and we try to fight our way through. Now, I'm not saying that we, take on this whole camp, right? That'd be the fucking crazy. We already kind of blew up their front fort, right? But if we can at least try to get past the command post, right? I mean, these putos would have to jump 20 feet to try to get to us. They're at least going to take some damage trying to do that. And then we go this way and we climb down, and we try to get past the command post on the.
Are we gonna have to do any climbing?
Yeah, fool. We're always gonna have to do climbing.
Is that going to be a problem?
I got this heavy ass chainmail on me.
Do you see another way, fool? That's not gonna include slaughtering like 60 orcs. You think A-Test can do that? A-Test is just gonna look at Reed and be like, yeah. Do you think I could do that?
Are you asking me or?
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
So you think we should just like go? You think we should just go like through the middle of them?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then what are you saying, Reed?
I was asking a question.
That's all you do, Reed. All you do is ask questions, no solution.
Great.
Do you have a solution? We can't afford to have this negative energy.
Okay.
Trying to get out of here.
Would you prefer to keep a paladin? Because I can walk.
Wait, you're saying you want to leave?
No, god damn it. Let's just keep going.
Does anybody have any rope? I could jump. I could scale those, no problem, and drop a rope down.
Oh, there you go.
Arthur's going to get his rope from the other side.
Thank you for specifically telling me you're going to collect your resource that you left behind. Go ahead and pick your rope back up.
Okay, you see Arthur wrangle it up. Ready to go.
Just so I understand, our plan is to sneak along the outside and try to engage as little as possible and get through the camp until we get to the wall on the other side out there, and then maybe we can, shut the gate and keep going. Is that the plan?
That's my plan, fool. I don't plan on taking on 60 orcs. We tried to do that with the kobolds, and they took the fucking house down.
Question.
Well, the dragon dig, but that's beside the point.
Question. Simon.
What's up, fool?
So you can summon horses for us, right?
That's right, fool.
Why don't we just gallop the fuck out of this place?
I agree, right? But then, do you see those mage putos? They could take out my horses. We got to get to a safe location first, and then I can get these horses out.
Last resort?
Yeah, fool.
What about like hawks? Like big hawks?
You got a shark. It's a fair assumption that you might be able to do a hawk too. I can see where Monzo's coming from with that.
Are we going to Lord of the Rings route where what they should have done, they should have just had the hawks to drop it off?
No,
the eagles.
But Monzo's seen
That's why
this
I said
dude summon a talking snake, a talking tiger, a combination of the two, a giant shark, and a bunch of horses. Like, that's a reasonable assumption that he could do hawks too. I mean, I believe it.
Okay, I turn and look at Aaron, what's your name again?
Monzo.
You introduced me.
I know. I turn to look at Monzo. I was like, there's no hawk big enough.
And I'd be like,
Monzo's not going to understand the joke.
I'm gonna be like, either way, like, if the powers that keep will on this plane, I'd have to relinquish will and then summon whatever you want me to summon. So I think that puto down there is kind of keeping us alive a little bit. And I think I'd rather keep him on the field.
Like I said, last resort.
You gonna see like Will like smile a little bit? What's he gonna do?
He's in the bushes, sneaking, watching these orcs right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So do we have a plan? I'm gonna look around at everyone and be like, "Hey, fool! So are we all in agreement?"
So Arthur's gonna raise his hand. So no firearms. Keep sneaking until we have to.
We keep trying to push as fast as we can until we have to fight. At least that's my plan.
Got it. You'll see Arthur go to half cock. So just.
All right. I'm gonna ask Arthur. I'm gonna be like, hey, can you go down to the level we were just at when we fight those other putos and get the rope ready?
Sure thing.
Because we're like 40 feet up, right now,
from
David?
half.
50.
From the top?
Top of the middle is 50.
Top of the middle is 50,
and
which is
30.
crazy.
The wings are 30.
And this one's 30. Okay, yeah.
And
the rope
how
is
much rope
usually
did
60
Reed?
feet, so in theory, you have enough rope to get down from the top if you wanted to.
Right down to the orcs waiting for us at the bottom? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
It's not my job to give you good ideas. It's my job to tell you what's possible.
Monzo jumps off.
That was Becky's suggestion like 15 minutes ago. She was like, just jump. So, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be like, Arthur, and be like, hey, can you go get the rope ready so we can all get out of here?
Got it.
I'm gonna
Arthur staged, ready to put down the rope where.
I'm going to look at A-Test, and I'm going to be like, hey, A-Test, they're all grouped up below us. He's like, really? He kind of perks up, and he goes, so you're telling me that there's like a bunch of enemies that are all grouped up together below us? And I go, yeah, fool. Yeah, fool, they're all below us. And he goes, are any of them children? And I go, no, fool. None of them are children. You can have at it. And A-Tesk, like, you can see him, like, starting to, like, slowly muster power. You can see, like, arcane energy, like, flowing through his fingertips and things like that. And while Simon's going to go to the edge of the 50-foot drop, and I'm just going to jump off onto the wing.
Roll me an acrobatics check to minimize your damage.
I will not be doing that because I have a ring of featherfall, which automatically, after 10 feet, I just stop and I slowly float down to the wing.
There you go. That's beautiful. I love it. I don't know what gear you guys have.
I say Kaitar is like, I take stairs. Alright, I'm on the same plane and waiting in the middle.
Where is A-Tesk? I don't see his.
He's in the corner. How many feet up are we from that middle section, David?
The middle section is 50 feet up.
We're 50. I thought we were 50 feet up from the very bottom, not from the
it's 30 feet.
It's 20 feet. It's 20 feet difference.
Or 20 feet, yeah.
Hanzo says, "Oh man," and then also follows.
I wanted to do it, but
Monzo doesn't have the ring. He does need to roll me the acrobatics check.
Well, he doesn't have the ring, but he does have the.
It's minimum fall damage, right? Automatically.
It says you can use a nearby wall to slow your descent. If your wall is within reach, you can slow your descent. You take fall damage as if it were 30 feet shorter than it actually is.
Well, it's only 20 feet, so 0. So there you go.
So you jump and like hold on to the side of the wall to like slow you down.
So many splinters. So
like
many
Mario slide, like when you grab the wall and shh.
Yeah. I get down, my eyes are watering. I'm not a problem. I can do it too.
Just bark coming out of your
head.
Just bleed.
There's like an old nail.
And it's an orcish nail, so it's jagged, serrated,
rusted.
Not up to date on my tetanus.
That's exactly right. Hey, fool, you know what tetanus is?
Do you have insurance?
You better go to Reed after this, fool.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna need copay.
All right. What's who's set there? Arthur and Sigbert and Reed.
I'm headed down.
Headed downtown. Do you
You're
want to
going
take the? You want to take the
taking
safe way?
Hey, it's your character. You go wherever you think Kythar would go. Oh, you talking about Reed?
Yeah, Reed.
Reed, yeah.
Oh, Reed.
I'm just
Joe
dragging
gets
him
to
for
say.
him.
Joe, what's Reed doing?
I said I was going to the rope.
Wait, no, we have.
The rope is on the wing, so you either need to go down the stairs to the wing, or you can jump off with the rest of us.
I'm going to go down the stairs to the wing of the rope. I'm going to go to the rope.
Okay.
So you guys are all down there for a couple of a couple of like 60 seconds, and then you hear clank, clank, clatter, 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 clatter coming down around the corner, and then you see Reed's silhouette filling the doorway as he steps onto the wing. Clink, clank.
Can't take him anywhere, huh?
What's Sigbert doing?
I'm gonna take the safe way as well.
Okay. Not Vaughn's Safeway.
Hello.
Oh, that took me a minute.
Will is going to stay in stealth, but he's going to go to this side of this tent right here.
Okay.
All right. And are we all ready to go?
Oh wait, did I look at a task? Did you put fog? Did you put stupid fog out?
A-Task is not next to you. He's still on the top of the.
Is he alone up there right now?
He is still up there right now.
But he's the only one still up there.
He is the only one up there. Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. A-Task is going to cast Euphoric Cloud in the middle of this right here. 20
radius?
feet. 20 feet by 20 feet.
He's going to get everybody. What's the save?
His save is going to be... I think he's got a crazy save for this one.
I think it's like 17 or 18. I had to guess.
That is a 17 to Fortitude.
17 to Fort. All right, we are going left to right. 5. Okay. Fail. 14 or fail. I guess 14 is. Give me just a second to double check their fortitude, baby. That is fail on the 14. And what else do I have? 16.
16 and 18.
16 and 18 both succeed. So the three closest to Will just fall asleep. Just out. I'm gonna flip them, but they're not dead. Just to identify.
Yeah, they're euphoric.
They're euphoric. They're clouded, and let me draw a quick cloud. Let's see here. We're gonna go.
And from my understanding, the other two who aren't even affected by the euphoric part of it. It's
on Tyler's next turn.
No. What I'm saying, their vision is basically.
Oh yeah. They're fogged out for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. That was the plan. It's kind of nice running 2 players because then I can be like, I can use my sorcerer to do this.
Okay, so that pops off, and then I don't have your guys' initiative order from last time. So with that, obviously a hostile action, I need everybody to roll me initiative. So go ahead and roll it and put it in chat for me, please. Get myself a little. I've switched over to 3x5 cards that I use for combat, so they're disposable. So I use them for combat, and then I'm done with it. I toss it.
We use the D20, right?
D20 plus your
initiative roll.
Initiative roll. Thank you. Yeah, that's the way. That's the thing. What am I? Where am I? How am I?
21.
Actually, okay.
I can't type in chat, but I got a 15.
15.
If everybody has rolled, I want to know if anybody has got over 25.
I have
25.
I have not rolled yet. Hold on, I've been rolling for Tyler.
Gotcha.
And he got and I know it's my roll. And no, I did not get a 20.
Soto, I see you're above 20. You're at 22. I see Arthur's at 21. Anybody else over 20?
Nope.
Great. Then anybody over 15 or higher?
Simone is 20. Unnatural.
Reed is exactly at 15.
Monzo is 16.
16. Reed is 15. My 10 and up guys, where are you guys at?
Represent.
No, nobody. I only have a few names here.
Atesk is 15. I don't know if that.
Reed is also 15, but I think Atesk is a little slower than Reed. So
yeah, I agree.
We're gonna downgrade him to 14. Anybody else between 10 and 15?
Nope.
Great. I see that Chris is sitting at a clean 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would make it the last one. So then that is Sigbert. And then I got to see where the bad guys actually fall in all this shit. I always do that. I always write all you guys down, and then I'm like, oh yeah, the bad guys have to have a turn too.
Yeah. Oops.
Hey, that's your turn.
Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so a task sets off his euphoric cloud. You guys can't actually see the results of it, but I believe that a task just kind of inherently knows how many creatures be like come under his influence. So a task knows he only got 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
He cast that.
But the important 3.
Right, but the important 3. And you guys, they knew you guys were up there, so there isn't like a surprise round or anything. But Kythar the bad guys rolled terribly on initiative. So Kythar, you are up, bud. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I look at Arthur. Rope good.
Aye, aye. You see Arthur tug it a little bit. Just it's sturdy.
All right, I get on the side of the wall. I look at him. Don't drop me. And I started rappelling down. Where did you place it?
Oh, it's a good call. I'll actually put the thing down. Where did you put it? Just ping it.
Yeah.
Okay, ropes have been brown up until this point. Boom. Boom.
It's not break tradition.
Okay.
I see no rope.
If I can draw it, I will. There we
go.
Okay.
All right, so free 5.
You can start your turn from the top of the rope. So you just slide down the rope.
Yep.
And we'll call it your free 5 to slide down the rope.
Go.
So what else? How else would you like to move?
I'm gonna go here behind this hut.
Okay, great.
And I'm gonna do a perception check around this area.
As you look, there's at the end of the map here is basically where the cliff from this starts. So you can see that now that you're bent down the ground level, the cliff is above your eye level, so you see basically a wall running along.
And how tall is that?
This is only a 12-foot wall.
12 foot. Okay.
Running along this way.
And
and if you climb that wall, you'll move onto this map and you'll pop up here.
Gotcha. I take a knee and just keep an eye out in that direction.
Cool. Are you done?
And then my turn.
Arthur, you are up. Simone, you're on deck. Simone, you and Billy.
Okay, Arthur knows he's got to be quiet, so he's going to make sure he doesn't shoot anything yet.
Thank you.
Just putting that out there. Per the plan.
Stick to the plan.
Your safety's off.
Free 5 to slide down.
No, wait, safety's on. Half cock. We're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought half cock was like.
No. Full. It's so that way it's an easy pull back, and then when you release the trigger, then it's actually going to do something.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, aside from the gun semantics, he's going to climb down the rope and get behind Kythar here.
Great.
I vote we change that language to half chub.
Are you done, Arthur?
Arthur is done. He disagrees with Kythar.
Simone and Will are up. Monzo's on deck.
Okay, so you said we can basically start our turn at the bottom of the rope then?
You start your turn at the top of the rope, and you take your free 5 to slide down.
I will do that. And then are Will and I in adjacent squares? Can I give him something?
Yeah, you guys right next to each other.
I'm going to give him my 60 feet of rope.
Okay.
And so then Will is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that's one movement action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have Will climb up the wall.
Okay. He has a reach of 10 feet, just generally, right?
Yeah, that was the last iteration of him. He does not have a reach of 10
Okay,
feet.
then what's his strength score?
His strength score is. Do you want the modifier or the ability score?
The ability score.
16.
Yeah, 16 is solid enough that he's going to be able to climb that. That's not a problem for him.
Okay.
It's still difficult terrain, so it's twice the movement to go up. So 10 feet up actually costs you 20, but after 20
That's
feet
fine.
of movement,
He has 40.
he can crest the top.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need a climb check or anything?
Nope.
Cool. All right. I guess since
quadruped advantage, I figure, you know.
That makes sense. I'm going to do a perception check from my new vantage point.
Okay, where are you looking specifically, and what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the position of any orcs that are going to be in that direct path that Simone kind of outlined that we want to go, which is hugging the right side of the fort.
Cool.
Let's see here. He's not a very perceptive boy. Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I mean, what's his final? It's a skill check.
10.
I'd say, 10's not super terrible. He looks down, but his attention is rather caught by the. Where the fuck are we? Oh, I'm on the wrong map. I guess that makes sense, though.
Do you have another map where if we all move on to the extension?
Yeah. I have one that's just the extension, but I want to give you guys the visual here.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I was just making sure so I don't put Will on that because I think he'll just fall through, right?
No. It's
no. Oh, cool.
Cool. Because he sees an orc like crouched down, like looking down over the edge of into the path where the other orcs are over to the euphoric cloud. So he doesn't see anybody else down the way because he's distracted by the orc that's 10 feet away from him.
Gotcha.
Who does not appear to see him.
Cool. Good to know. But I was gonna try to see if he can. With the orc being there. I think if you, I'm gonna have him hold one end of the rope in his mouth, in his mighty jaws, and drop the other end of the rope down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Simone is going to do the same with the rest of the party. Sorry, that's Reed. I grabbed Reed on accident. He's gonna go do as the rest of the party. He's gonna meet up with them, and he's gonna go, "Hey fools, the rope's ready. Will's got it." And the rest of the party will see Will holding one end of the rope in his mouth and the rest of it dangling to the floor.
So we got the rope I installed, or is that another rope?
That's the rope that I have on the other cliff that we need to go up.
Yeah, your rope is hitched over, and there's another rope over here with Will. Let me
yeah.
Okay. Arthur will eventually make some kind of comment about we need to collect my rope for later too, once everyone's off.
I'm gonna look at Kythar and Professor was it?
You got it, Struva.
Struva. I'm just gonna look at them and go, "Hey fools, but Will told me there's another puto up there, but he hasn't seen him. So the first person that gets up on the hill's got to cap that puto in the head."
I'm gonna wink.
I look at Arthur, but no firearms.
It shows them the action of the gun. Unable, not going, like presents, in army fashion or
As someone who has no idea how that gun works, it looks like you're trying to show me code that I don't understand.
You see the finger? That's a trigger finger. That not a trigger guard.
I grab it, I sniff it, and I take a bite out of the handle. I was like, doesn't taste good.
Arthur, in disgust, pulls it back and shoulders the gun.
Hey, Arthur, roll me a reflex save as you're wrestling this free from your friend who just bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I love it.
What's my strength? Let's go.
And then plus the
Your reflex
reflex.
roll.
16.
16 is good enough to have clean enough hands that you feel the hammer like cock back into its fully loaded position.
Oh god!
Your like hand freezes, and you like grip the top of the gun in like the crook of your thumb, and you just kind of like pinch the top of it this way, and you just pull it back from Kythar, and you guys just see him like holding it like a bomb before he like takes it and like pulls the hammer back and like gets it back to safe.
Nice.
Arthur is displeased at this action, especially while trying to be quiet. And then tries
All
to
you gotta
forget that
ask
moment.
is to get it back.
He tries to forget the moment and says, "Who's gonna get the rope off of the wall?"
I think Monzo can float down like a fairy princess.
Okay, as long as
No,
we
that
get
was
the
the
rope.
other one. Oh, never mind.
You, Arthur, give an affirmative thumbs up. As long as I get my rope back.
And if we can't, I'll buy you more rope next merchant we see.
If it comes to it.
And that'll be my turn.
Cool. Monzo is up. Reed's on deck.
So whenever you look at Monzo in this interim, he ran down and he's waiting. You see him like levitating, and then as soon as it's his turn, his eyes like pop open, and there's like a little bit of, you see like a white wisp, and he's gonna spend a key point to get increased move speed.
Okay.
Okay, Master Yi.
He's gonna press Ghost, and then, so it cost me 5 to go down, and each square is 5, right, David?
Correct.
Okay, so I should be able to easily make it with 1 move speed to the other map, in range of the other guy. I can count it out if you want, but I have 7.
If you got it, you got it.
Okay, so that will put me behind the...
Up the rope? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It's all the way up there? Damn.
Wait, how tall is the rope?
12 feet.
10 feet of movement was what it would take. Normally it'd be 20 feet to get up there. Do you have any feats or perks to help you climb things easily, or?
No, I mean I have I am acrobatic as a feat, and then I also have the high jump. So I mean I would try to use jump somehow.
What's your total move speed?
50 plus 20 for a key point, which would be 70.
Is 51 movement?
Yeah.
Your walk speed is 50? Holy fuck.
I walk.
Roll me an acrobatics check, because you're right there. If you got to go up for free, you'd have it. And I'm going to roll that with a particularly graceful and swift climbing of this rope. You can get there in 1 movement. Just roll me your check.
Okay, and if I don't make it, that's fine too.
Right.
It's a good roll.
15 with, you said acrobatics?
Yeah.
Yeah, my acrobatics is 11. So
yeah, we'll rule that you got within range in your movement action, leaving a standard action in your pocket.
I'd like to grapple.
Oh.
Cool. Give it a roll.
And this is at a plus 11. Oh, big roll. So 13.
You win some, you lose some.
I get there quick and then I trip right the last second.
Onto the guy.
Seriously. The orc just ate a banana. The peel's right there.
That stupid whoop, whoop, whoop,
Yeah, you didn't trip
no.
into him, but you got within 10 feet, just almost close enough to get a hold of him, and you hear and feel, and Will can hear it too, the crunch of gravel under his foot, and this orc's head begins to turn, and eyes widen as you're moving towards him, and he has just enough time to get out of the way, like twist his bow sideways, like push you back, and your grapple is unsuccessful, unfortunately.
Okay, I'd like to do just a general perception check or just a glance. Do I see anybody else, any other orcs in my peripheral vision?
Go ahead and roll me a check. Roll me your perception.
Okay. $24.
there's one across the way.
Monzo's done.
Cool. Reed is up. Ateska's on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. We're starting at the top.
You guys are starting. You start by using your 5 feet of movement to slide down the rope.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go. I guess I'll group up with everybody else, but I'll be behind them. And then I'm going to cast Magic Weapon on my sword, which 3 minutes is 30 rounds, correct?
3 minutes is 30 rounds, correct? Yeah.
Okay, and then I will wait until my next turn.
Tesk is up. Sigbert's on deck after the bad guys.
All right. Atesk is going to, take his movement just to get down.
Yeah.
5, 10,
how much
15,
is his movement?
He has, I'm assuming 20 feet. He is not a fast boy.
5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, 20 feet.
Oh, he's got 30. He's got 30. So
Great.
60.
He's still inside the gatehouse. It'll take him one more movement action to pop out on the wing as he's going down and then corkscrewing around the side of the perimeter of the building to get to the door.
Yeah, he will be taking both of his movement actions to try to get to the rope as soon as possible.
Right, yeah, so he'll need a whole other turn because he started over here, so it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 just to get to the top of the stairs, and then he's got to work his way back 5, 10, 15, 20, I guess 25. Yeah, so he could get to the door with both of his movements. Yeah, cool.
All right, that'll be his turn.
Then
Just picture him going so leisurely, like lifting up his skirts and walking all
writing in his journal while he's walking.
Stops to make a note.
Anthony, I need you to team with me for this spell. So we have two guys in it who are going to try and move through it and out of it, but I don't know. I think moving through it takes a skill check in and of itself.
Let me confirm that.
But I want to make sure it's not one of those things like if it starts outside and then moves in, or if it's just tries to move through it at all, or whatever.
Living creatures in the cloud become fascinated. The condition lasts as long as the creature is in the cloud.
Right.
And for D4 plus 1 rounds. Any creature that succeeds to save but remains in the cloud must continue to save each round on your turn.
On a test turn.
On a test turn. And since that was technically a free action that it did, they would have to re-roll.
We're going to have those two bugaboos roll.
Yep. Oh,
we've got one more of them failing. The other one does still succeed though.
Okay. I'm going to do the D4 to see how many rounds after the cloud dissipates. 3 rounds. So 4 rounds after the cloud's gone.
After the cloud?
Yep.
Great.
Nice. That makes it way easy.
Thank you.
That's a good fucking idea.
Sweet. So so they're done. So one of them didn't actually save. The other one did. It doesn't sound like there's a penalty for moving through the cloud. He just can't see anything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It acts like fog in that sense.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
roll what I'm gonna call a stumbling check for the only guy who's still there as he kind of moves through this fog that he can't see. Yeah.
A strong gust of wind can move the cloud, by the way.
So the DM gets a kill switch.
The weather picks up in the canyon.
He wanders all the way through the cloud and pushes through the cloud, but he appears from the other end by himself. And it takes one of his movements to do that, which leaves him with a standard action.
Go back in the cloud. Get your buddies.
Because this guy back here got grappled, which means he's now yelling. Because Monzo has just tried to lay hands on him. So, of course, he's yelling.
Technically a failed grapple.
And so, he's hollering. Anybody who can understand Orcish can understand it as, they got past you! But anybody else just cheers, Maha Shapa! And so this dude is gonna turn around, see Monzo there, and he's the only guy that this guy can see real easy, so he's gonna try and hit him with the spell. So he's got to roll it to hit. He's got to roll a spell attack against Monzo. Spell attack. That's a 15 to hit.
My AC is 16.
Ah.
Hey,
Just enough.
So a crazy ass bolt of lightning comes down from the sky and then streaks past Monzo, not for the first time. And that is it for that guy. This guy here, he is not grappled. He's going to put away his bow. He's going to pull out his sword, and he's going to take, I can't remember if it's one shot or two. Give me a second. He's going to take 2 shots with his little...
Oh, shit.
Little, it's not a big weapon. That makes you feel better.
Doesn't worry me at all.
Yeah,
Actually.
and neither one of them hit because even that 7 is only like a 13 or something. So he's too flustered. He thought he was lying in wait, only to have you pop up out of fucking nowhere, and now he's got to deal with this shit. Let's see here, but we are gonna have this bad boy step up, and he's gonna roll to see if he can see Will. He cannot see Will, so he's also going to take a shot.
Floating rope there.
Well, I imagine Will's laying down prone.
No. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. And so he's also going to take a shot at Monzo, the aggressor. He only gets one of those ranged attacks, however. And I'm going to roll it home today. That's a 9, which becomes a 15 to hit, which I think still misses you.
Wow, that was incredibly lucky. That's my daily luck right there.
Cool. Big congrats, my friends. This plan is working so far. You've got 3 visible enemies, although I don't know that you all know that. Sigbert, you're up. Kythar, you're on deck.
Cool. I'm going to move down the rope. And then I'm going to just move to here.
Between the tents there?
Yeah, between the 2 tents.
That's fair.
So I'm going to try to kind of hug the wall of this tent right here. So. And then.
Like there?
That'll be my. Yeah. Cool. And then that'll be my turn.
Sweet.
But I'm going to.
But you're going to?
I was just saying, I'm kind of more looking like I'm looking this way, watching what's going on over here.
You got it. Oh yeah, I gotta unlock you first, then rotate you, then relock you. Then I think that'll be fine. Cool. So if you are done, that means that Kythar's up. Arthur's on deck.
5.
That's 1 movement.
Okay, so yeah, that's my total movement to get there. I could do another standard action, right?
Yeah, so you can convert your standard action to a movement action, use it to climb the rope, which doesn't require a check because it's a rope. It just counts as difficult terrain. So 10 feet up is 20 feet to get up. I don't know how much movement is, but it costs 20 to climb the rope, basically.
Yeah, that leaves me with 10 then. Cool. Then we'll go right here. And I'm done.
Cool. Arthur is up. Simone's on deck. Simone and Wilb.
Okay. Well, I take it everyone heard the shouting, right? Pretty audibly.
I mean, you guys heard the shouting of an orc. There's an orc shouting from over here. And then there was, a streak of lightning which shot back, and you can see Monzo perched on top of this stone pillar. And I guess at this point you can probably also see Kythar. And if you looked real careful, you might be able to see just Wilb's snout with a rope coming out of it.
Okay, and then is Ates still technically up here?
Yeah, Atesk is just entering the wing on top, but Arthur wouldn't know that. He can't really see up there.
Okay, so Arth doesn't know. He's going to default to, okay, no one's going to grab the rope, so he's concerned. He wants a better view. So Arthur's going to go back to the rope here and then take a peek, see what he can see over yonder, where he thinks the sound's coming from.
Yeah,
I
like
can
I
roll
said,
you a perception check.
You can full blown see this orc, Monzo, and Kythar. None of them are in stealth. All of them are in combat.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, in that case, can I ask if there's other like orcs running to the site of the sound? If we're seeing any other movement?
Yeah, I mean, you saw the streak of lightning that came off of this orc, so you know there's an orc in that general direction. But you know about the orc that was shooting lightning, and you know about the orc that was yelling.
Okay, well, let me do my count then. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is technically still with Sigbert in the way.
You can shoot your friendlies. You can tell your friendly to duck.
Okay. I guess my last question is, can Arthur see that particular orc right here? Now that he's...
Oh yeah, 100%. Hundo, 100%.
Well, this is the part where the jig is up. Arthur's going to be like, well, going loud.
Wait, what?
What do you mean, what? Who said what?
I did. I thought we were trying to be stealthy.
Isn't it too late?
Sigbert whispers over his shoulder at you.
Are we seen or not seen?
I mean, I think they just see Monzo, and whoever's up there, they don't know we're here.
Okay. Arthur's going to hold his action now that Sigbert gave him a little bit of advice as he walked right past. And in the event Sigbert is attacked, he'll get ready to shoot.
Okay. And
if that's okay with Sigbert.
Specify it just to Sigbert. You're not going to open that up to all friendlies. It's just if Sigbert gets attacked.
Well, who else can he see? Like Monzo,
Kythar,
Will.
Because you started your turn in front of Reed, so you know where he's at. You could see Will because he's not hiding himself from you. Kythar and Monzo up on top of the hill. You can't see a Tesk. You know he's somewhere behind you. And then Sigbert's right in front of you, so you can see literally everybody except a Tesk.
Yeah, I'll hold it to Sigbert. It's just so that way we'll keep it that way for this turn.
Cool. Sounds good, man. It's your turn. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. So thanks, Sigbert. Just want to make sure we do this right. Make sure we're safe. I got your back.
Yeah, we don't want them coming all down on us right yet.
Thank you, Chris.
Arthur, are you done?
Yeah, it's done.
Simone and Wilb are up, and Monzo is on deck.
Okay. So I guess, Will's gonna keep doing what he's doing, and I guess because he's already doing something, can I hold my action?
Yeah. For
what? So the idea is that if any more orc fighters come up towards us, Will is going to pull up the rope and try to help out.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. However, Simone now is Simone is going to Simone's going to cast Create Pit on the oak on the mage orc.
Okay.
So that is
trying to make him fall, basically.
DC 17 and reflex negates it.
DC 17 to roll out the way for a reflex.
Yep. 10 by 10 hole, 30 foot deep.
He falls right in it.
Boo! Yeah. Okay, and so since that's my spell, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, up to the rope. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Oh, that's the wrong guy. You got it.
Yep.
And
30-foot hole.
It's a 30-foot hole?
Mm-hmm. My nickname in high school.
Great.
Sick.
Then Monzo is up and Reed is on deck.
I thought it was backdoor Ramos.
That's if you knew me, honey.
Monzo.
Yeah. I was just waiting. I had to wait for the bit to get finished. I'm going to try another grapple on the guy in front of me.
Cool. Good roll.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Hundo sticks. You got him. He's grappled.
He just lays on him.
David, I forget. Is there a new resource? Is there a new thing you're using for the grapple flow?
No. It should be what you have. It's just every turn you only have one standard action. So like you grappled him, great, but you can't move because you're grappled. So you got to wait till your next turn to try to push him to the ground, and then But no, I'm using the same chart you are.
Yeah, I just want to know which one to bring up. So that's good. I think Monzo's done. I'm going to spend a key point to increase my AC for
That's
+2.
Good call. So you're getting all kinds of shit thrown at you.
And then I'm done.
Reed is up. Ateska's on deck.
How much movement is it to get up the rope?
It's double the 10 feet, so it's 20 feet to get up the rope.
Okay. I can use. I'm going to use all of my movement and then convert my standard action to movement, and then it'll put me right at the base of the rope, so then I can go up next turn.
Such a slow boy.
Not very fast. And yeah, that's fine. I'll do that, and that can put me on. Yeah, right there. And then I will be done because we can clearly see everybody up top.
From where you were,
Right.
Yeah. From here you can't because you're
From where
right
I
up against
was.
the wall.
No,
But from
right.
where you were, yeah.
Okay, got it. I'll be done then.
Teska's up. Sigbert's on deck after the bad guys.
Okay. So Atesk is going to use his movement to go to the rope and down it.
Okay.
Does he need to do any checks?
No, just a 5 foot. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, plus his 5. So it's one movement, basically, to get to the bottom of the rope.
Gotcha. And before he, goes down the rope, he adjusts it in a way to where it's like maybe because they're like pointed, shaved down trees, right? That like stick up. He's gonna kind of put it towards the top of the tree. He's gonna go down the rope, and then he's gonna kind of flick it till it pops up over the tree, and the rope falls to the ground.
That one I am going to want to check for. That's some fancy footwork.
Okay.
Thanks for the sub token. Go ahead and roll probably an acrobatics, maybe even a sleight of hand, whatever you want that you can justify.
I'm going to say sleight of hand because that's the only bonus I'm going to get here. All right. 8.
With an 8, you get it up over the top, but like on the way down, it catches on like another knot, and so you got it like halfway down, but it's still caught on something basically.
Gotcha. I think Ates would give it a few tugs and then just shrug his shoulders. Okay. And he is going to cast invisibility on himself.
Okay, great. Go ahead and burn your spell slot, and
that'll be the end of his turn.
we'll write Invisibill.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you put like a description for him or something?
And okay, great. So if you're done, that means the bad guys are up and Sigbert's on deck. We've got a man in a hole who's taken some fall damage, who's got to now scamper out of that there hole. We're gonna roll a big climb check for him. Oh, look at that! And that boy's able to climb out of the hole, but at the cost of both of his movements. So he like clambers up in and out of the hole, and then he uses his 5-foot step to step away from said hole. That is it for this guy. This guy can't move. He's just gonna take his 2 swipes at Monzo. He's not gonna try and get loose. He's gonna try and attack the guy who's holding on to him. That 13 becomes a 19. Does that hit?
Oh, nice. I think that does hit. I have 18 AC.
Okay. 19 contacts for 7 damage as one of his short sword attacks lands. The other one runs this way and disappears into the tent. Then the bad guys are done. Sigbert is up, and then Kythar will be on deck after our quick break, which we're going to take at the start of our next combat round. So, Sigbert, you are going to finish us up before break.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. What the heck?
Do you help grabbing your character? Or?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're locked because you were trying to get into a weird spot, so I locked you. There you go.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, get right up next to
Right.
him. You got that,
And I'm gonna take a shot at this guy with my +1 sword.
Cool.
Fuck yeah.
Give it a go.
But I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna do a what's it called? A power attack.
Awesome.
Do it.
And then, as a reminder, I have new tags for my for the enemies, and I encourage you guys to put the same on your characters, so that at a glance you know what everybody's hit points are. There is untouched, wounded, bloodied, death's door, and then obviously they die at that point, and they represent different levels of health. What is your final for your attack, Sigbert?
That is gonna be a. Whoops, hold on. 24.
24 hits this man, or this orc, I guess. Roll your attack.
Humanoid.
This humanoid. This 2-legged green thing.
Would be.
I hear a calculator going. He has like the green visor on.
That'd be 10.
10 damage,
10 damage
to the orc shaman. Let me double check his hit points. And yeah, he is still wounded. Yep.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. It is 8:02. We'll call it a 10+ minute break. We'll be back at 8:15, and we will continue. But before you guys go, I want you to look at this map and all of the drawn circles on it, because that's all you guys. Like all those brown dots are ropes, the orange dots are holes, the red is like a wing on fire, the blue is like a euphoric cloud and not the first one of the evening. You guys are like really painting the battlescape here, and so I think it's great.
We're gonna have more paint, but this time it will be blood.
I love it. All right, guys, we'll see you in 5.
All right. On PC.
Well, welcome back, friends. If we are ready to dive back in, Kythar gets to start us off.
Should we do a roll call?
I mean, they got time. It's combat. Kythar's up. Arthur's on deck.
I am gonna say something to Kythar.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see Monzo wrestling this dude. David, before I say this platform in front of me, is it wood on stone, or is it look like it's attached? Could it be pushed off by somebody strong enough? Yeah.
There's it's crudely in place by 2 large stakes on either end.
Okay, I'll mention to Kythar. Kythar, I saw an orc run into that tent over there, and I'm gonna kind of like with my head nudge toward.
Up to there. Okay.
This bridge is attached with stakes. I don't know if they come rushing out. It may be a good idea to knock this bridge over. And you can do with that information whatever you want.
Okay. Sounds good. So I'm gonna take my free 5. Then I'm gonna go 15. And since he has a grappled, I am going to take a attack roll on him.
Sweet.
Do they lose their dex bonus when they're grappled?
I think so.
Yeah, they lose. I don't think they lose their dex bonus. I think it's flat. I think they lose like -2 to their AC or something.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see.
I think that's it, but I forgot to bring up the flow chart. I'll grab that now.
Does 15 hit?
Let me say that. I think that might actually depend on whether or not he gets -2.
I thought, like, when they're laying prone or being grappled, they lose all.
No. If they're prone, if he's pushed prone, they do. But if he's just grappled, all that means for sure is that he can't use his movement to go anywhere. We're in the process of double checking right now whether or not they.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There's a lot on here, so give me a second.
Their speed becomes 0. They can't benefit anything. They can't get any more speed from anything. I think that's it, though. I think they just can't move. I think it's once you push them to the ground, they lose it all. Can you confirm that for me, Aaron?
Yeah, I believe that's correct from what I am looking. But if I hear different, I can go back to it.
Okay. Then at his full AC, a 15 does not hit this guy.
Okay, I did just find the section. Okay, a grappled creature takes a -4 to Dex.
Okay, which means he does get a -2 to his AC, which is what we thought, which does hit him. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Go.
No attacks of opportunity. Can't move.
Oh god, I maxed. 14.
14 dim against this orc who is gonna become orc 1 again because I'm on a new sheet. So that was 15? 14?
14.
14. Brings him not quite to bloodied, wounded.
Snap his fucking neck!
Huh. Huh. Huh.
That sounds great, but Monzo's damage output is pathetic. So you're
Okay,
one blow.
You haven't grappled. You have rear naked.
So mobile.
So mobile. Fury blows to the temple. Aaron, get to his back. Fury blows to the temple, just like MMA. Went on the back. Just fucking.
If half of Flurry of Blows lands, it's like 11 damage.
But he'll be concussed. I'm gonna do a perception check over here.
Cool.
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah.
21.
With a 21, you see what looks like something large being moved around inside the tent. You can see like the edges of it being pushed by something round.
They got a gun! I can't tell. I'm just shooting shit. Something round. Hope it's not a fucking cannon.
That's my ass.
Your ass is right here, and I point to Bonzo. I had my turn.
Okay. Arthur is up. Simone's on deck.
Arthur, seeing that Sigbert did not get attacked and seems to be handling the situation well, goes. Well, he'll go to Sigbert and say, I'm going to get the rope."
All right.
So it goes to Atesk, and then I take it at this point, Arthur will need to roll some kind of strength check or something to get the rope down.
No, at this point, it's pretty loose. You just need to take the time. You just need to use
An action.
You just use your action. You pull it off because Atesk did most of the work. Got it off the top, and he got it. It fell 20 feet down, but it caught on something else 20 feet down. So you just need to rope whip it a couple of times to knock it off. Atesk just didn't want to do that. He wanted to cast a spell instead. So, because he just hit the ground 6 seconds ago. 3 seconds ago, technically. So.
Okay, then you're gonna see Arthur get the rope, and then the rope will fall down and hit right next to Atesk's feet, and then you see him coil it up again.
Atesk wouldn't say a word.
Arthur doesn't know what to say, and he just kind of gets his rope in his satchel, and then just is like, "Well, I guess we'll carry on then." And
Atesk will whisper to himself, "I am a fly on a wall."
Oh, that's right, because he's in stealth.
He's invisible.
He thinks he's in.
Arthur, anything else you'd like to do with your turn? I think
your camera's
he's
off,
gonna get
by
closest.
the way.
What's
David.
that?
What's
David's
that?
camera's off, by the way. I can't see your stream.
My camera's off.
In
Joe, you can still see
Discord.
my
When
screen,
it when
right?
it
There
kicks
we go.
you into the timeout,
timeout.
zone,
I
it
see.
switches.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so Arthur, I wasn't counting your movement. You took one movement action to coil your rope up and put it back away. So I don't know how much movement you have left.
Let's do the math here. I've got enough to get to right here.
Cool. Back to where you started, but with your rope.
With my rope and a little closer to Sigbert. Yeah. Yeah, that's all Arthur's gonna do. It's just, I'm back, Sigbert.
Welcome back.
Then Simone is up and Monzo's on deck.
Simone's gonna take its free 5 and then climb up the rope.
20 feet up.
Boop boop boop. I thought it was 12 feet.
Yeah, but it's double your movement to climb it because it's difficult terrain.
Even with the rope?
It's still straight up. I mean, you're going
The
straight
idea is
up.
that the rope. How is it difficult terrain if you have 2 hands on the rope and your feet on the?
Because you don't have to make a check. You're guaranteed you can't slip and fall. You have a rope. It's insurance against falling. It's not a magic stairway to the top.
You could argue it makes it easier to climb, and such. Since it's easier to climb, you can get up faster.
Here's the thing. If I change my ruling now, I have to give more movement to the guys who've already climbed this rope. So I'm sticking firm with this rope, but I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
I'm open to a change in ruling. How about that?
Okay. I like it. All right. So Simone's going to go up here. And the first thing Simone's going to do when he gets to the top is take the rope out of Will's mouth and secure it to the nearest rock, which I believe would be right there. And I guess that can be my standard action.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. And I would assuming that releasing the rope from your mouth as Will does not count as.
No. Yeah. That's
okay.
That's not opening your jaws. No. In a turn. Okay. Yeah. It's written. Rules is written in a turn. You get one. Free thing to do, so like opening a door, pulling a lever, like opening a chest, like you can do one real quick thing like that every turn. So yeah, letting go of a rope, taking a rope, that's free, that's fine, whatever.
Okay, cool. And then while someone's doing that, Will is going to try another perception check, specifically with the other arch, cliff thing that we're connected with.
Okay. And Will is doing this check?
Will is doing this one, and he gets a 12.
On a 12, he looks across the way and sees that these, bridges look like they were pretty hastily constructed. But looking for enemies, he doesn't see anyone in particular. No movement. All of that is much closer to home for him at this point.
Okay, so Will's going to take 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, one movement.
Yep.
Then he's going to do it again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And he's going to do I guess I get 2 checks, right?
Yeah.
They can do the same checks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a perception check. Well, actually, you know, I'm gonna do a perception check for enemies in. I guess specifically. Come on, what do you think? I'm gonna go with enemies on the other side of this bridge.
You got it.
Okay, so that's a 16.
On a 16, you are able to spot multiple figures crouched on the opposite bank. Give me just a second, and I will throw them out where they are. Not games, it's objects.
And since I'm still in stealth, just so you know too.
Are you moving at half your speed?
No, I'm not.
That is part of being in stealth.
Yeah, which would then just take me back to here then.
Does that change your checks?
No, I'm still gonna say I'd still look over there.
Okay. Then from here, you'd have a little bit of blockage in that, this is in the way, but you can still see basically from about this point, over here. And so you would still be able to see. An obvious sorcerer, an obvious person of range, and the boss, the man who was barking all the orders.
I can't see those yet.
Sorry,
wrong island. Scratch it.
I guess I am not within range where I want to be loud enough to relay this to anyone yet. So that will be the end of Simone's turn.
Okay, great. Then Monzo is up. Reed's on deck.
Okay. I'm going to do a Fury of Blows to the guy that I've grappled.
He's not going anywhere. You fury him away.
Blow him away.
Okay, so 3 attacks.
You do it.
And I'm going to do them one at a time so it doesn't jumble them.
That's the way.
Oh.
That's going to hit. Don't worry about calculating it. Unless it's a crit, then you can go ahead and do that.
Holy shit, Aaron, you've had good luck
Remind
tonight.
me, did this group vote for auto crits or not? I can't remember.
No, you have
did not crit.
Yeah. We voted for you have to roll to crit.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was no crit. With fists, unfortunately, it's, I believe, 20.
Looks like all 3 of those probably hit, though. So, roll your damage.
Yeah, the last one is at 18. So, okay, so here's going to be the big damage.
Biggins.
Damn.
And
that's 18 damage.
Ooh, is that 18 damage, you say?
Which is a lot for
it brings him
all of a sudden, huh?
From wounded past bloodied to death's door.
So you see Kythar just open this guy, open him up with a great sword, and then I'm like, I'm
popping him on the head.
He's bugged. He's not concussed, but it's not ideal.
He's definitely gonna be reading coloring books after we're done with them.
Reading coloring books.
And then he's on death's door. I think Monzo's going to end the grapple. Does that cost me an action just to stand up, or does?
You can end the grapple for free as long as you control it.
Monzo's going to end the grapple and use his move, which would give him a attack of opportunity, right?
If you step away from him.
I think Monzo will risk it. because I get whenever I leave attacks of opportunity, I get a +4 dodge bonus to armor class when you move out of a threatened square.
He does get his full dex back because you've let go of him. 17.
I believe that's going to miss because I'm getting +6 to 16, so it's a lot, so 20 something.
Sweet. So 17 does not hit. Go ahead and continue your movement.
Um, Monzo will in there. He's on the lower. He's underneath the bridge.
I'm gonna scoot you to this corner just so I can
that's
tell
fine.
that you're not on the bridge.
Okay. If at all possible, Monzo is standing. Well, he wouldn't know there's people there, so
That's true.
Yeah, he'll just be right there.
Cool. Reed is up. Ateska's on deck.
I'm gonna use all my movement and try and give. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just laughing at how slow you are.
I'm gonna use all my movement so we can kill this shaman and I'll skedaddle up here faster. So all my movement will put me right in front of him. And then I'm gonna take a power attack on the shaman.
Oh, the shaman. I'm sorry. You got it.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead. Give it a go.
My roll is a dirty 20.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Okay, that is an 8 plus 10, 18 damage.
Yep.
Hear me, David?
Bloodied. He's in the bottom half of his hit point total.
Okay, Kythar, you gotta finish him up. You gotta skedaddle.
Kythar?
Kythar's
Fuck,
not
I'm
here.
up here.
Sigbert's the one who's here.
Sigbert.
Yeah, I got him.
Are you
then I'll be
done,
done
Reed?
after that.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Teska's up. Sigbert's on deck after the bad guys.
Atesk is going to leisurely walk.
Take a
5,
stroll.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess that he doesn't have enough to go all the way up, but he'll start his climb.
He'll get halfway up the rope.
Yep, and that'll be his turn.
Cool. It's the bad guy's turn. Sigbert's on deck. So, got 2 rolls plus another one of these. That's probably not gonna do it.
Atesk already blew his load, so now he's just kind of making sure he stays alive.
And then, David, just to be clear, our party members can walk to the left of that little rope, right? Not that they would want to, but that the way the maps line up, they could go underneath the bridge.
They could go. Yeah, they could just walk through this path underneath this bridge, and 100%.
Okay, that makes sense.
Monza, you at no point rolled into stealth, correct?
Nope.
Love it. Then you are getting both shot at by an arrow and a lightning bolt shot at you. We're gonna do the arrow first. Arrow, big fat does not hit you. Neither does the lightning bolt. You lucky dog, you are a big luck face today.
I'm buying a lottery ticket. This is the day.
You're a big luck face today for sure. Let's see here. Then
would Monzo know who shot at him?
Oh yeah, they're not hiding either. I mean, they were, but obviously not now. So which ones? You would see the arrow come swing super wide, and you would definitely see. You and Will both would definitely see. Actually, you will, Kythar, and Simone would all see because the lightning comes down from the sky first and then it shoots out sideways. So you guys would all see exactly where it came from. The rest of the party just sees lightning strike somewhere nearby, farther into the camp.
And who shot them? Can you ping them just so I...
Here, these guys down here.
Got it. Makes sense.
Ah, fuck.
And
I've been saving this.
and the boss steps out of view.
Damn it!
I guess if he's out of view, I'll move him completely off the table, so there's zero confusion.
The quickest step out of view I've ever heard.
And he steps out of view.
Hey, man. He was going to step out of view regardless as soon as these guys took their shot.
Skedaddles.
He's going to get the fuck out of there.
Going on. But the thing that I'm really excited about here is that the shaman, he's gonna try just a touch attack on... Who hit him last? Reed hit him last?
That's correct.
But Reed's got a very high AC. He's like wearing plate armor and shit, right? Or chain armor or something, right?
Chainmail. Yeah.
What's Sigbert in? What kind of armor is he in?
Sorry.
Sigbert?
Oh, I'm gonna do 2 power attacks on 2.
Oh, no.
What kind of? I'm still on the back.
Sorry.
What kind of armor are you in?
Oh, I have.
Visually, what does it look like you're wearing? Armor-wise.
I want to say I just have like hide armor on.
Which means that from his perspective, you look easier to hit. So he is going to take a big swing-a-ling at you.
What kind of hide?
Magic. Buddy. Okay, so magic charges. Magic attacks can't crit. So you're in luck there, but that one definitely hits. And fucking, I think this is literally the first time any of you fuckers have been hit with one of these. So give me a second. I gotta double check, which is like super statistically unlikely because I'm pretty sure there have like been 7 or 8 of these lightning bolts thrown around up till this point, and literally not a single one of them has hit.
They'll start hitting.
As we can see here.
Hopefully, Sigbert's tanky enough. I don't want the pirate. What was your pirate character?
Oh gosh, what was his name?
Yeah.
13 thunder damage.
Thunder damage.
As this dude just reaches out and just touches you and is like a conduit for this fucking lightning. Then Mr. Small and Hurt up by Kythar is going to take 2 shots at him.
Which one?
The man standing next to you. I don't think either one's going to hit because it's a 16 to hit you.
Yes.
Oh, that does. Okay. Well, what do you know about that?
Well, no, sorry. I'm at a 17.
There you go. But the most notable thing that you guys can see is that this large tent on this side drops.
Oh god.
Yeah, there's 100% a cannon underneath it.
Ah, I was right.
Like 100,000%. There's a cannon down there, and it's pointed straight the fuck down at the rest of you guys. Down
Okay,
there.
That's a PP.
There's. I'll take the head off of it, and that'll make it not a PP. It'll just be a tube. Is it better if it's just a tube?
No, the head.
Define better.
The head was better.
And there are 2 orcs there manning it, but it does not fire on this batch of 6 seconds. Then
we gotta go.
that he did the gut collar thing. That dude dipped. Those guys took their shot. Hey, it's back to you guys. Kythar, you're up. No, excuse me, Sigbert, you're up. Kythar's on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna take 2 attacks on this guy,
Get him.
and they're both gonna be power attacks.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
The first one's gonna be an 18.
Hits. Yep.
And the second one's gonna be 21.
Also hits. Roll both those dams. And do it good.
So first swing's gonna be 12.
Okay.
Second swing will be 15.
Mm,
15 finally die.
that is close enough that I need to roll for it. So give me just a second.
This is a tanky boy. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know if you. I don't know if I went over it specifically for this combat, but I have mentioned specifically that this class of people, these spell touched orcs that you guys have been interacting with, are large boys. Like they kind of run counter to the stereotypes that casters are small people. Like it looks like in orcish society, that may not be the case. Um, yeah, they are definitely big boys. But he is at death's door, like just so very close to being dead.
He's still not dead.
Nope, he rolled max on his health. Whenever you guys get close, I actually physically manually roll die because usually it's just an average. So whenever you guys get close, I'll roll the die on the spot and like double check the hit point because it's always like a variable amount. And sometimes they roll low and you guys get them because they don't have as many hit points. Sometimes they don't because the idea is like not every orc has exactly 38 hit points or whatever. Like there are bigger orcs that have more hit points and smaller orcs that have less. And so that's what that represents. But I'll usually wait to do that because they all have a minimum as well. But anyway, yeah, this guy is the best of the best. He rolled max, so there it is.
Best of the best of the best, sir.
That's the best of the best. Fucking Sigbert, anything else you'd like to do? You've just cleaved this dude within a literal inch of his life, but he is still breathing and grunting and very angry.
I'm gonna turn to Arthur and Reed and say, I'm just gonna tell guys, get to the rope. I'll finish this guy off. I think we need to get out of here.
Yes, sir.
And then yeah, that'll be my turn.
Very noble move, Sigbert. Kythar, you are up. Arthur, you are on deck.
What position is this orc in? Like standing up, on a knee?
He is standing up, but bleeding all over the place.
Okay, I'm gonna do a lethal blow with my fist.
With your fist.
Yep. Natural 20.
A natural 20 means you need to roll to confirm.
Roll to confirm.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to roll. Damn it! Fuck! I can't believe I wasted that roll.
That's why I asked. I wanted to make sure.
19.
19 definitely confirms. Roll your damage, double the number on the die. Add your modifier.
D3 or D4?
D4.
But his modifier is probably like 7 or something.
6.
There you go. 6 total?
Yeah. So the first one was not roll twice and then add the modifier, right?
You roll once, you double that dice number, and then you add the modifier.
Okay, so that's 6. 12 plus 18.
18
Just
total.
one punch. Yeah. 18 total.
Yeah, man, that'll kill this guy for sure.
Okay. I'm basically gonna punch it right in the nose, right on the fucking button where, like, if you hit the nose, you automatically die.
Push that shit right into his brain.
Yep. As it falls to the ground, I grab it by the horn and chop it off with my falchion.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Then I am going to not horn test. Fuck it. Where's everybody at? All right, I'm gonna be a distraction. I'm gonna go to the cannon.
Cool. How much movement you got?
5. Free 5.
You only made one attack, Soto?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, 6.
20.
You roll a d4.
A raging barbarian, man. That's.
I'm not. No, that's not raging yet.
Oh, you're not even raging?
Yeah.
Jesus.
5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. All right, it'll get me to the other side of the bridge.
Right.
Cool.
And is that all I can see? Okay, I'm gonna mentor. Go.
Arthur is up. Simone is on deck. Arthur, you can see in plain view this cannon that has been unveiled.
Yeah, Arthur is looking at that cannon like, we just found ourselves a plan B. Okay. He's gonna tell Sigbert and Reed, and I guess Atask, whoever's in earshot at the bottom.
You wouldn't know he's there.
Who?
Atask, he's invisible.
Yeah, whoever he can see, and going for the cannon. So he'll take one of his movements to get to the rope, but Atask is still on the rope, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's still trying to make his way up.
Okay, so I guess the smart move would be to hold the action for Atask to keep moving up, and when he's off, Arthur will continue up halfway with the rest of his action.
Textbook holding your action. That is a great use of holding your action.
Okay, that's all he's got. Enter.
Simone is up. Monzo's on deck.
Okay. So right now, technically, the bridge is blocked by. Oh no, we can move through an ally.
Yeah.
Right.
You can tell Kythar to step aside.
Technically,
He'll
it's
step
not.
aside within his 5-foot square for you.
So.
You fool! Run!
All right, I'm gonna. Let me see here. 5, 10, 30, 35, 40. Even at my max. I think I'm gonna have Will continue.
Yeah, he's your character, man. Whatever will with you.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40 into there. Okay, so I'm gonna do a perception check around me in this, or actually, I'm gonna do a perception check for in that tent.
Great. Soto, this Woodford Reserve is super good. I really like it.
It's a 17.
It's a 17. As Wilb looks inside this tent, he can see that it looks like it has been rummaged through. Things are like tossed aside, but there are no orcs standing in it.
Okay. He will use the rest of his movement to kind of like edge up towards like the side of it to take cover.
Yep.
And do a perception check to see if he can find the war boss again.
Yep.
$26.
On a 26. And where's Will? He is there. He can see the war boss reappear near where the cages are, and he is not alone. He has other orcs with him. On a 26, he's able to identify 3 other orcs in tow behind him. And I'll move him there in a second.
Okay. Well, Monzo, are you on the bridge
Below.
too, or you're on the
Below.
ground? Okay. And I would not be able to see you then.
You probably see me as you walked by. I wasn't hiding.
No, I'm saying I can't see you currently on the ground. Like, there's no line of sight.
That depends on the heights of everything.
Let me take a look.
So
where are you, Simone?
by the rope.
You're back all the way back by the rope. 5,
Yes.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 feet back from the bottom of the ledge. You're not going to be able to see Monzo from there.
Okay. So I'm going to do
Will would see me probably.
Oh, yeah,
45.
although actually, this slopes down. You probably could. If you from this angle, looking down the slope, you could probably just see Monzo.
Because Monzo is under the bridge, technically.
Yeah, because I moved him slightly so I could see him, but he is technically under the bridge.
I'm going to use a cantrip, and I'm going to cast message to Monzo, and in simple phrasing, I'm going to describe that the boss is, be like, boss is on. Let me see. What side would that be? East or west? I mean,
this is north.
Which way is north? Okay, so on the south, cliff.
Monzo looking at his compass.
Yeah, and then he is close. Puto, and I'd add that. And
that's your signature. That's how I know you cast it.
And then he's gonna take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and take cover behind the rock.
Sounds
and that'll be the end. Actually, I'm gonna do Simone's gonna do a perception check on the next cliff over there.
Cool. Go ahead and roll it. Monzo, real quick, I had a thought. Yeah, whenever Simone casts a spell or a message, he signs them all puto. And whenever a Tesk sends one, he signs them all books. That's how you know who.
He's like, hey, watch out, there's guys down there. Books.
Books.
Okay, so I have a 9. So 28.
I'm sorry, you're looking here?
Yes.
Yeah, you do actually see one more. He's not a magic guy. He's just a regular bowman.
Okay.
Clone. Bowman.
I see one.
He's one. Yeah, he's just one.
Okay. Okay.
Bowman.
Okay, cool. And that will be the end of my turn. Sorry, I didn't know if you were going to add anything else.
No, you're super good.
Okay.
You're super good.
And that will be the end of my turn.
That's it for you guys. Monzo is up. Reed's on deck.
Joe, do you need me to move the camera anywhere, or are you good? Joe, you're muted.
I'm good.
Okay, Monzo, you're under the bridge.
Yeah, I'm counting. I'm counting move squares. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm actually really this whiskey. Go.
What whiskey is it? Is that you said that's Woodford?
Woodford Reserve.
Is this a sponsored? Is this a sponsored post? I think you have to say.
Not yet.
If it's
Not
sponsored.
yet. They're not paying me yet. It's like what do you call it? Tech 9, with oh shit, what's the name of that song? Fucking
151 rum,
yeah.
pineapple juice, Calipu.
I'm drinking it. Don't pay me for it yet. Go ahead.
I forget. Going into stealth, does that take a standard action?
No, you just roll into it. You crouch.
You crouch. You crouch.
Okay, so Monzo is going to use
but it does slow
one move action. Yeah, I'm aware. Monzo is going to do a regular move action. He's going to move 50 with the information that Simone gave him.
Right.
Which direction?
East 5. 10.
East.
Yeah, not
Wow.
west.
No, now so he's actually he's going south. Okay.
He's going south. He doesn't know the direction.
Going south. He doesn't.
Oh,
know
is that south? Whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I know.
Does Monzo think he's going the wrong direction? I need to know.
Please roll your survival check to see if Monzo knows what direction south is.
He like puts his finger in his mouth, puts it up. It's like this way.
He has a compass, but every direction he has written east on. So he's going to go into that little crevice there within 50 move speeds.
Yep.
And then he's going to go into stealth.
Okay. Roll your stealth for me, please.
Are you setting up an ambush?
No.
Not with a roll like that.
Well, hold on. That's not the final.
But
Wait.
he thinks he's stealthy
Wait.
still.
He always thinks he's stealthy.
Right.
So it's a stealth of 6.
Final is 6. You got it.
Fortunately, I already have my plan in my head, so it's not going to change anything.
He's gonna go through with it.
I'm going to use the other half of my move speed to go to that crevice there.
From like the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Wait, does Monzo like try to go stealth and is like, this isn't working?
I don't think he would know. I mean, it's not a 1 or anything. So
Yeah.
he's just, he's not a lot of foliage. Big guy walking around. What are you gonna do?
That picture I put in Discord.
Anyways, so he's gonna go to the front of that, or front or back of that tent. That was my 2 actions and a stealth. Do I have anything left over to like peek in, like lift it up?
Yeah, you got 1 peek in. And I won't make you roll for it, because as you look inside, if you're looking for orcs, there are no orcs, and there's not like a big chest with treasure or anything. It looks, there's a bedroll and, it's a war camp tent. Like it's bare bones, right? But it's empty.
Got it. Monzo's going to increase his AC one more time.
Okay.
And then he's done.
Reed is up. Ateska's on deck.
Okay.
All right, weed.
I'm gonna look at Sigbert and I'm gonna say, "Don't die," and I'm going to use my free 5 with my 20 to get to the rope. Then I'm going to use my standard action as movement to climb the rope, but I guess I have to hold that until the other 2 do. So
Yeah, you're queued up to climb that rope.
yeah. And then I'll be done.
Tesk is up. Sigbert's on deck after the bad guys. Tesk.
Atesk is going to finish going up the rope.
Which triggers Arthur finishing going up the rope, which, Reed, did you have movement left?
Yes, I have my standard action as movement, so I'm going up the rope also.
Which triggers Reed going up the rope.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna, now that I'm at the top of the rope, I'm gonna yell to Simone, "Hey, what's our plan here? Struva says he wants the cannon."
I'm gonna point. I'm gonna get the fucking cannon, fool. And then I'm going to point and be like, "The big puto's over there," and I'm gonna point at where Will saw the boss, the big bad man.
I'm gonna give him a thumbs up and Struva, let's get your cannon.
Aye. Let's do it.
So then Atesk is going to continue his movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that will be the end of Atesk's turn.
Great. Which means bad guys are up. Okay. What do we got here? 5, 10, 15, 25. Probably doesn't do all that.
I wonder what kind of cannon this is, piercing or explosive?
Yeah, howitzer, round shot. We got to figure out the ammunition type.
Oh, man.
I got some forks we could throw in it.
So, first thing that happens is a shot gets taken at a Tesk from the bowman.
Shit. Oh, no.
From the which one?
From the bowman, who took a shot at
Bowman.
Monzo a minute ago.
Oh, he can see invisible.
Oh, no, excuse me, he's invisible. He's invisible. Good
Yeah.
call. Good call. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
So then, no, good call. Then I got to double check another range.
Holy fuck.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm having difficulties with my earphones.
So then, what are these guys gonna do? Yeah, we're all still in stealth, so.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, everybody they can see is out of range. So,
Yeah.
So they're gonna move
No.
because that's what you do. This guy can move right here, and then he can take a
He's moving
shot
away.
at anybody he wants. And from this perspective, Arthur, I think, is the easiest one to hit. So he's going to take a shot at Arthur.
Which guy?
This archer back here. Not going to hit you.
Oh.
Don't worry about it, bud. Arrow sails super wide. Those guys move. What the fuck are these guys going to do?
Soto has a someone in chat who likes him.
Oh,
Look
yeah?
at that.
That's it's probably Becky. He did
Yeah,
what?
that's what it says.
I'm heading out, so I'm all tired. Goodbye. Oh, there you go, Becky. Look at you. And so, all right, Becky. Well, she's also in Utah, where it's an hour later. So, thanks for being here, Becky. You're the best.
Hi, Beck.
Soto's the only one who's actually met Becky, so I don't.
There you go.
I don't blame him.
Preferential treatment.
Okay, that leaves. This guy is dead. This guy's on death's door, which he's gonna. He basically hits himself with a healing spell, as far as Sigbert can tell. Brings himself to wounded, but the very bottom tier of wounded. And it may not matter because the cannon guys are going to take their shot.
Take cover!
At that general area, and the cannonball does not care whether or not there's a shaman standing there. So.
Oh shit! He's gonna shoot down at Sigbert.
That's where the cannon's pointed.
What's the range on this thing?
Much farther than this.
Well, yeah.
That is a 15 to hit, Sigbert.
No, my AC is 19.
Okay.
Oh.
Does that mean it's round shot?
Then I need to roll for splash damage to see.
It is splash.
Where this is going to land. So he's aiming for. He lands 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, what happens is this round lands in the 30-foot hole. Like it completely misses both of these guys, and it is just very slightly off. Boom! Cannon cracks out, fires. Huge fireball comes out of the end of this thing as the super hot round comes out. Sigbert feels like the ground rumble and shake underneath his feet as this huge canister makes impact with the ground and throws dirt everywhere. It scatters up and just rains down on both him and the shaman. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have done any damage to either one of you. And our cannon boy is set to work reloading.
Do we see the two orcs yelling at each other for missing?
I mean, they're hollering and pointing, and anybody who can speak orc can tell that they're calibrating. They're like, wait, wide right. We gotta move it to the left. And they're like, we see one who like pushing the end of the cannon, just like scooting it slightly over, while the other one's like carrying a cannonball up to the end and like lifting it up and like loading it in. And
They gotta squeegee that first. That's what they're doing wrong. Not cleaning the barrel.
They're orcs. They're not real concerned with cleanliness, and they also maybe, as Arthur specifically is watching these two, he gets the sense that they really don't know what they're doing. Like this strikes him as like people who found a cannon and like figured out how it works, not people who were trained on how to use a piece of artillery.
If Stover or if Arthur got his hands on that cannon, he could be making it run squeaky clean.
Yeah, you see, like Arthur in his head, he's like, okay, they can't calibrate, they can't clean, they don't know what a watt is. Okay, let's see if we can find all this stuff.
Show you one.
I'm gonna yell back. Since a cannon's been shot, I'm assuming that we're not trying to look for
We're
anyone.
kind of
Open
up.
Consider yourselves compromised at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur's gonna say, I think we're compromised now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna look back and be like, Arthur, we gotta get you on that cannon, puto.
On my way.
Oh man. So these guys are set hard reloading. Those guys all that are moving. These guys have moved. So all that means is that Big Daddy gets down to here. His buddies are in tow behind him. All of them are gonna roll a perception check.
Whatever they're gonna see. Come on, one. Come on, that one.
Every single one of them sees Monzo at a 6.
Not ideal.
You guys see a lot of orcish hollering and yelling. One of them, hops over 5, 10, 15, 25, comes around this way. Another one comes up to the edge. This guy hops over. And Big Daddy continues on to here. But that is double movement for everybody. That's double movement for everybody. And that is it for the bad guys. Sigbert, you're up, bud.
Okay. I'm gonna
Finish him.
take us. I'm gonna take 2 power attacks on the. I'm gonna take 2 power attacks on the wounded guy.
Cool.
Take that power attack. Dun 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 dun. Oh.
A 25.
That hits. Oh, yeah. And then that's also going to hit because it's higher than your 25. So roll high here, man. Finish this dude off. Okay. All right.
So first one is 13.
Okay. Next.
Oh, is 8.
So 21.
21. I need to double check something just super quick here, guys. Give me a second.
I'm pretty sure his head's just smashed in by now.
And because he's a caster, he does not have the ability when he's reduced to exactly 0. He gets a last pot shot, which means he just straight up dies. Go ahead and narrate that to us, my friend.
I'm just gonna take my 2 swords, and I'm just gonna plunge both of them into his chest, and then pull him out.
Like Gladiator.
Yeah.
And his limp body falls over, and his arm and his shoulder are leaning over into the hole. And as he bleeds, the slickness from his blood, he just like slowly slides and then like dumps himself headfirst in the 30-foot hole.
Are you not entertained?
I'm just gonna use my free 5, and then that'll be my turn.
Oh boy, you're still in range, bud. That's dangerous.
Yeah. Arthur's gonna get out of there. Get out of there. They got you sighted in.
They got you sighted
Go!
in. I just finished Band of Brothers, man. That shit is so crazy. Okay.
Great series.
At 9:12, I think we've got at least one more round of combat in us. So Kythar, you are up. Arthur's on deck.
Okay. So I see them in my sights. I said, "Let's go, motherfuckers!" All right. So free
You sound
5.
like Simone now.
He turns a little bit. Yeah, when he gets angry. I'm gonna take a swipe at small dick energy here.
You give it. You go.
Are you in range or rage yet? Or...
I am not.
Okay.
Probably not gonna hit though. Yeah. That's a 13.
13 is not going to hit this guy.
Okay. Well, that was move. That was I'm gonna do a perception check on the state of the cannon, even though that doesn't mean anything to me, really.
Yeah, what do you mean state of the cannon? Like, what is Kythar looking for? Because he's presumably never seen a cannon before. So what's he looking at?
Something to take out like its effectiveness at this point.
Okay, make a roll.
12.
Well, it's on wheels. If it weren't on wheels, it wouldn't be as effective.
That's a good point. And my turn.
Cool. Then Arthur's up. Simone's on deck.
Okay, this would probably be an opportune moment for Arthur to run. So he's going to try and get to the other side and get in position to help out and support Kythar.
Do you have 30 feet of move speed?
I have 30 feet, yeah.
Then with both your move actions, you can just get to the other side of the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, okay, we can just do that. That's easier. Could I be like on the other, like on the left-hand side, so that way people can get behind? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You got a 5-foot step, so you can take the 5-foot step.
Yeah.
And just get in the next square.
Yeah, a little free 5. Yes. Yeah. Arthur, seeing Kythar eye the wheels, be like, "Nah, man, we need this thing intact. Intact."
Destroyed? What?
Arthur doesn't have anything else to say other than just keep the thing intact.
I recommend
we need
you
it
get your
against...
asses over there real quick.
Arthur doesn't know what that means. End turn.
Simone and Wilb are up. Monzo is on deck.
Okay, so Wilb is going to do free
Monzo,
5.
are you hollering out at all with these orcs surrounding you and stuff? Did you have any kind of reaction to that?
10.
Depending on how close Will gets, I may, but no, not yet.
Okay.
Is there a height difference between these two?
Yeah, but no, it's only like 5-7 feet.
Okay, so it'd add an extra 5 feet of movement.
It's small enough that Will could jump that gap. I would argue not.
Okay.
As soon as Will jumps up there and he sees Monzo, you're gonna see Monzo. Monzo looks like he's gonna like do a spin and run.
Okay. Is this the cage that Mr. Tumblance is in?
That is the cage Mr. Tumnus is in, yeah. And I actually, it was in my other map. I did have a thing for him. I don't here.
Okay.
I'll put a thing down so that you know that that's where Mr. Tumnus is.
Will was gonna look into the crate, because I'm still in stealth though. And be all like, "Looks like you're in a pickle." And that's me speaking to Mr. Tumblance.
and he just like he basically looks like he's been terrorized and abused for 48 hours or more at this point. Like there are like patches of his fur missing, and he's like dirty and dingy, and he's like covered in something sticky, and like he just has this kind of like look of being defeated on him. And he says, "I'm far from my forest. They they took my pan flute. They took my wine. They took my wine."
Be like, we're friends of the forest. Elm helped us out a few days ago.
Is he here? Is he here to save me? Oh, I knew he would come.
No, he's not with us, sweetie. Sorry. Bill's gonna be like, yeah, he really didn't want to leave the forest, and the edge of the forest is now farther back than ever.
How far back? Oh, I'm never going to get back there.
He's gonna be like, well, if we let you go, could you go get Elm to help us?
I would absolutely head straight back to the forest and let Elm know of your troubles as soon as I saw him. Yes, please get me out of here.
Okay. I'm gonna use cause I'm getting I'm running away from this look vibe for Monzo. So I'm going to try to break the cage enough for him to squeeze through. I don't know if you would like, because looking at this, they look to be like a wood cage, or is it metal?
They're wood. They're made from trees and things like everything else are.
So strength check to try to break like a bar off for the guy to squeeze through.
No, what I want you to do for Will, and what I think would be probably more productive for him, would be to just like attack the cage, just like destroy the integrity of the cage. Now I will remind you, there is an orc up here, like on the ledge with you, looking down at Monzo, but there's like an orc 10 feet away from you. I just want to make sure you know that. Or from Will.
Will was gonna look at him and be all like, "Just give us a few moments, and we can try to get you out of here." And I'm gonna stay in stealth behind the crate.
Uh-huh.
And I believe I still have a standard action, so I'm gonna hold that standard action. And I'm going to, if this guy comes in within attacking range, I'm going to attack him.
Cool. Sick.
Yep. And that will be, and then Simone.
Simone's got a nice
still behind cover. Yeah, I know. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then I'm going to take a shot at the guy who's like trying to aim the thing.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to use yours. So,
yeah, I know I'm covering some of your guys' stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, 19.
19's gonna hit. 19's gonna hit him, assuming that the partial cover of the cannon does not save him. A 1 or a 2 saves. Everything else hits.
What do you have to? Okay,
I got it. It's me. Hits him straight up.
Hey, cool. All right, let me make sure I have my damage right. It's just a D8. But ultimately, what I'm trying to do is disrupt the process of reloading.
Okay.
Right.
3 damage.
3 damage on Orc 2. I'm gonna roll a save for him. That's probably, we'll call that a fort save to keep focused on the task at hand. That's a save. He takes your bolt, but he is obviously determined to get this thing reloaded.
Jesus Christ.
I'm strong, like, you know? They're tough.
I'm pulling out of my bag. I'm like, I'm getting this puto. And I'm like reloading.
Yeah, you're like cranking the crossbow.
Yeah. Like pull it back, and then I put the thing on top, and I'm gonna get this puto.
Keep it up, Simone.
That'll be the end of my turn.
Cool. Monzo is up. Reed is on deck.
What's the disengage ruling?
It takes the same. It takes your standard action. You only get one standard action. So if you disengage, you can't attack, and you can't try to grapple, or you can't do anything like offensive usually. But it allows you to step away from enemies without taking an attack of opportunity.
Okay, what does this half ledge in front of me? What would it cost me to get over this?
This here, that is only the ramp for the lower portion. So that's more of a scramble. We'll call it like 4 or 5 feet, just kind of like up. And if you're trying to go this way, it's only 2 or 3 feet because it gets smaller the farther this way you get, and taller the farther this way you get. So.
Okay. Yeah, Monzo's going to disengage and spin the. So he has 50 move speed. That would cost me double to get through that square.
We'll call it 10 feet to get through this tile, and everything else is normal.
Okay, let me count it out. So that's 10.
Yeah. 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50, and a 5-foot step.
Okay, yeah, and in this little cubby, I've kind of broken the line of sight of every. I can't see any orcs from here.
No, you've run behind a tent basically. They've all seen you run behind the tent, but you ran behind a tent.
Your ghostly silhouette still shows up right here.
Yeah, so
Monzo's last seen you.
In Monzo's head, he still is pretty stealthy because he rolled that 6 and he thought it was like he was spot on. So he's like, I am going to use a health potion.
Cool, sick. I encourage
which is a 1d8
plus your intelligence modifier.
I'll regenerate 5 health, and then I think Monzo is done there.
I'm so excited you guys are finally through the gatehouse and have found the cannon. That is very exciting to me. Reed, you're
we
up.
Are too.
Tesk is on deck.
Okay, so how does running work?
Running?
Because if I run, I lose.
No. So we have changed. We figured out that we were playing that wrong. Your combat movement speed, whatever it says on your character sheet, 20 feet, 30 feet, that represents the fastest that you can move in 3 seconds, no matter the circumstances. The only exception to that is if you say, fuck this, peace out, I'm out of this battle entirely, I'm running for my life. Then you get your run speed because you're fleeing from combat, but you don't get to be like, I want to use my run speed from here to there. We have been playing that wrong. It's your movement represents your movement unless you're fleeing battle entirely. So you get 2 of whatever your movement says in your character sheet plus a 5-foot step.
I can get 2 movement, but then I don't have my standard action, correct?
That's correct. You could, in theory, still have a swift action if you have one of those, but not your standard.
But so
you're slow. Your armor slows you down, bud. You're a big, lumbering, strong man.
Let me go.
Strong men aren't fast.
I can't see where 25 feet is. How far is 25 feet along that bridge? That's what I'm trying to get.
25 feet from where you are, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5 feet. 25 feet gets you to the dead body at the base of the bridge. And then another 25 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gets you halfway across the bridge. Not quite. To all the way across. Because you get your 5-foot step. And it'd be, You could get most of the way, but not all of the way across the bridge.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Cool. Then I will move you.
Be done.
Yeah, this is how Merpay started a lot of his combats too, because he'd always started in stealth, and he's a halfling, so he has no movement. So he'd move 20 feet and be like, "And I'm done." So I hear you.
I'm gonna call it early then, because it's 10:30 here.
Okay, sounds good, man. I doubt we're doing another round of combat after this, so I think you're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Have a safe trip.
Later.
Bye, Joe.
Tesk is up, and Sigbert is on deck after the bad guys.
Okay, so Ates is going to take his movement.
Still in Bizzo Bill.
Yep.
Does he have that for the curiosity?
That lasts for 6 minutes.
Oh yeah, all the time in the world as far as combat's concerned.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so I'd like for him to cast Fireball.
Okay.
And I want to hit as many of the orcs as possible, and I believe depending on how those
he can see these three, I guess, from where he's standing.
Yeah, and he would try to put it right in the middle, to maximize the effect.
Let me see here.
So
From
I believe
it looks like it's a 20-foot radius.
Yes.
So 5,
so I think that's
10,
square.
15, 20. So he could get all the ones on the ground with one go, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Reflex is half, and it's 17.
Centering it here. Is this right? Like here is where the
that one right there, I believe. Yeah.
So this is the center square.
Yeah.
So then we'll call this 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so that's.
So he still doesn't engulf this guy?
Not with his height advantage. Not because he's up on the pillar. No, but very close. You're burning his toes, basically.
Okay.
Feeling toasty.
And reflex of 17. I want to see who passes first before we throw the.
Sounds great. We're gonna go for the minions first, and I'll roll the boss at home while they're finishing up. Boss rolls a 12. Minions roll lower than that.
So they take full damage.
So roll your damage.
All right. Let's see right here.
That did.
1, 2, 5, 6. Oh, 26 damage.
Hey.
3. 4. And boss, who was untouched at this point. So I'm sorry, what was the damage total?
26 damage.
Boss, give me just a second.
Thank you, Monzo, for gaining threat and pulling them all into a little area.
I'm like a mobile horse unit. I just like charge in, do nothing, run out.
You're a true Hun.
So one of the two minions seems to be empowered by the boss in some way. As the boss reacts and yells back and says, "Do better!" And does a 15 save.
The DC 17.
Okay. So he still does not save, but legendary reaction was had by the boss.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
And
he's allowed to take a third action or an action. Well, I guess in the middle of a turn, which is pretty crazy.
It's at the end of your turn, but for extensive purposes, I think it's all going to make the same. It's basically a friendly within 30 feet of him can re-roll a save and take the higher of the two results.
Gotcha.
But it was
legendarily.
But he still failed. So it didn't make any impact. But it's a good little warning that he's got some tricks in his bag.
Yes.
Anything else, my friend?
I guess a perception check to check on the status of the boss.
Sounds good. You don't need to roll a perception check on that because I just update these for you now. These guys went straight to bloodied. The minions that got hit.
Okay.
So although I guess you can only see one of them, so you don't know.
You need a hotkey where it just put bloody. Boom.
I know. I actually have a hotkey keypad. I have some of that I could do here, but I just haven't yet. And then the boss is got that many, so 27 does only bring him to wounded.
Okay.
You wounded me, brother.
You wound me.
I need to get Will on him. I want Will.
That'll make a big difference, I promise you.
I want his head.
When there's a will, there's a way.
I heard you, Aaron.
But a very successful fireball from a test perspective. He did 70 plus damage across 3 different players. And remind me, are they on fire now?
No, they just take fire damage.
Gotcha.
I believe. I don't think they actually. Let me.
I play with an
confirm
alchemist who throws bombs that sets people on fire, so I am conditioned to ask that question.
Yes.
But that sounds right.
Are they on fire now? Yeah. All it says is that it can combust and damage objects in the areas. It can melt low melting point metals.
If there were a
silver,
barrel of gunpowder, it would have gone off in this radius, but there wasn't, so you're good. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. I think this tent is probably on fire now,
Oh,
and
yeah,
maybe this
ablaze for sure.
Yeah,
and that one's we'll say that one's caught on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and that's all I see here. Yeah. And that'll be the end of HS's turn.
Then the baddies are up after being dealt such a terrible blow.
HS's response was, "Yeah." Yeah, that was pretty good.
Bombs away.
Oh, that's anchors away. Never mind.
I mean, if you want to consider him like a battleship or something, or an aircraft carrier.
And
I think I'm
rolling just exceptionally low. This orc just walks right like within 10 feet of Will and is like, I don't care. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So one of these guys squares up here.
Is it within my reach? Because I was holding my turn.
No, because the pathway's over here, a full 5 away. If you still had your 10, absolutely. With your 5, not quite. One of the orcs had to use both his movements to get to you, Monzo. The other one only had to use one of his movements to get to you. So he's going to take a regular ass attack.
The orcs come around the corner.
That's a 12 to hit, which I don't think is going to hit you.
That's a miss.
My cannon men, one of them they finish reloading the cannon, but now they've got Kythar in the way, which is going to make their life a little harder here. The boss has only used his movement action to get up to the top.
Oh dear.
He is going to...
He's an orc, not a deer.
Fair.
He's going to pull like a crossbow off of his back that the 3 of you who are closest to him being, let me see here, who's this? Reed, Arthur, and Kythar can see that there's like a long apparatus of sorts with like multiple bolts strapped to it. And I don't
magazine.
I don't know if any of you guys would know what a repeating crossbow looks like at a glance, but that is what this is.
That's pretty crazy.
Arthur would. He's like, because he sees the magazine.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that would be a good pickup for Arthur.
It'd be a great pickup.
Arthur's got a lot on his mind right now, but the first thing he's thinking of is, get down.
And he's going to really think that because 3 bolts are coming out of this thing flying at Kythar right now.
3?
3.
Oh!
Doesn't matter. None of them would hit on their own honest shot anyway, and one of them was a natural 1. So this thing actually jams in the very first go. He like goes to fire. One of the bolts snaps in half and like gets caught in the action. And he sits there. He's like picking out 2 halves of an arrow and like pulling, like wrestling out the clip and like throwing it aside angrily and like shoving a new one in its place. Yeah, he completely miffed it. However,
Kythar's gonna laugh and say, "That stupid bitch."
And Kythar gets halfway through his laugh before, boom! The cannon goes off again.
Oh,
is my ears ringing?
Yeah.
It lands nowhere near Sigbert. I'm gonna roll the splash damage. 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it basically takes out this tent behind you, Sigbert. A cannonball just like barrels through, impacts on the tent, like hits one of the supports. Splinters go everywhere. There's like a small contained fireball. This tent catches fire, and you feel that ground shake again as the impact lands next to you, and shit's getting crazy around here, but nothing's hitting you. And the boss.
I would imagine when the boss jammed his crossbow, Professor Strover is like, "Does nobody clean their weapon?"
Insert that in.
And you hear the boss, yelling at them, "Get that thing reloaded!" And they start setting about to reload it. Kythar, would you like to take an attack of opportunity on the man who's going to completely ignore you to get the cannon reloaded?
Yes.
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Cool, roll to confirm.
27.
That confirms. Roll your damage. Double the number on the dice, then add your modifier.
Damn, 2 crits. That's crazy.
4, 10, 16.
16 damage on this bad boy. Puts him in his wounded condition. You wound me. And they set about reloading the cannon. That is it for these guys. Those guys have taken their go. These guys are in the process of moving. They're going to roll perception checks. Will sees them stop, and it doesn't appear that they've made him, but they're both definitely focused in his direction, and like looking, like they were very clearly on a mission, moving, keeping their eyes scanning the horizon, but then they stopped moving, and they're just kind of like standing in place, looking at the prisoner, at Will. He's not 100% sure. But that is it for them. That just leaves us with our lone archer, who I think at this point is going to use his movement. 5, 10, 20, 30, to get to here, and he's going to take a shot at Reed, who is going to get partial cover from the bridge in the tent. So...
Reed gets partial cover from a Tesk's body.
I doubt very seriously that 12 is going to hit him anyway. So that's it for our bad guys. And Sigbert can go ahead and wrap us up for this evening's session. Sigbert.
I'm going to move to the rope and then climb up the rope.
Anything to say now that you're atop the map here?
No.
Cool. Fair enough. Next week will be a good opportunity to say anything else that you guys decide you have to say to each other. I know that we are in the middle of quite a bit of combat, but I like to think that it's a, it's very dynamic, right? There's a fucking cannon involved now. So, Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens after you guys eliminate the cannon crew. That's going to be really exciting for me.
I really hope we're... Sorry, go ahead. No.
It'll be an explosive session.
Oh, God.
Next session should be quite explosive indeed.
First of the year.
Soto, you allowed him to continue talking after interrupting him, and that's what he said.
Yeah. I feel bad for everybody.
That's what the whole group stopped talking for, to hear that. Great.
I was going to say, I really hope we get the boss somehow in front of the cannon. It's loaded, and Arthur says, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker."
So since this is the last week of the year, so I'm pretty sure we started playing not last year, but the year before that, like halfway through the year, right?
Yeah.
So we're like officially like a year and a half into consistently playing, D&D, and that's like the most consistent. This is the most consistent group I've ever been in. So this is really cool, and we're gonna continue on doing this. I'm glad everyone's still here. I know Joe just left, and that
Yeah.
isn't,
Yeah, no, I
but
hear
this
you.
is pretty cool.
I super agree. I'm keeping track in my notes. So Anthony's campaign aside, and all the missed weeks aside, this is session 32 of this campaign. So we've
Oh
Yikes.
played
wow.
for over half a year just in this campaign. So
Yeah.
with Anthony's campaign as well, we are easily over a year of consistently playing D&D. And I would also like to thank everybody for it because it has awoken in me just the beast, and I love feeding it every week and like sitting down and building maps and prepping and looking at loot tables. I'm so excited for you guys to finish like clearing the war camp because I put together some pretty serious loot tables. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, man, this is going to be a lot of fun. So anyway,
Man.
thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys next week. I'm going to go drop stream. Thanks for
Yeah.
playing. Oh, on that note, does anybody
Not
have
only
any?
that, not
Go.
only that, the faster we can do all this, the closer we can get to Matt back on the mic.
Matt is so excited to get back on the mic. He like we've had a couple conversations just like Matt is so invested in this campaign. He wants to know what's happening in the meantime. Like I'm like, here's what the players are doing. He's like, cool. What else is happening?
When I talked to him, he was fired up how slow we were. He said, what do you mean I'm not on yet? What do you mean I'm not on yet? Tell him to hurry up.
Yeah. Took all day.
And my favorite part is when Joe was trying to make a joke, and then Matt was like, "What are you talking about?" And Joe's like, "Oh, I'm
Quit
sorry."
laughing, you fools!
Complete backpedaling.
Oh, man.
That was great.
All right, guys. Then thank you
right.
so much for a wonderful 2022 with lots of D&D, and I'm really excited to start 2023 with more D&D with you guys.
For
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Cool,
See you
guys.
guys later.
Later.
Cool.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. This has been a year of D&D with your humble Dungeon Master Dave. I have loved running for these guys. I've really enjoyed the process of streaming. Just as kind of a side note for you guys, for myself, I got recently to my first Twitch payout threshold, which means that I can now officially call myself a professional streamer who has been paid for his services to stream. It's a big win the first time you get that first bit, that first cheer, that first sub. And the next big moment is when those collections of bits and cheers and subs turn into something real that has an impact on my life. So, as a way to say thanks, I think I am going to reinvest it. I have some artist friends who do some like emojis and that kind of art. I'm going to look into different emotes for the channel and reinvest that first payout back into the channel, and try to make things just as great as it can be for you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for making my dreams come true. And I will catch you guys next week. Happy New Year. Later, guys.